talked about the offensive force that is James Harden.
His ability to make the right play, the right pass is more impressive. And then when he's coming downhill on you in the break, you got to guess right because he's going left and right and zigging and zagging.
Zigging and zagging and juking and jaking to boot, man. With Harden's speed, Clark, it must seem like he's running downhill while you try to guard him.
Yeah, it does seem that way. He plays downhill for sure. I mean, he's relentless, Kevin. Kind of like gravity in a sense. Ever present.
Yeah. And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. Let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Rockets, guys.
It's been a point of emphasis, no doubt, to make sure they attack the rim offensively.
I love the fact they're not settling for outside shots. Keep attacking that rack.
Flash out there with Patrick Beverly. Then there's Howard. Then there's Dimes. And it's Ariza in at the small forward. That's the 5 for Houston right now. And last year, not exactly up to Noah's lofty standards. It's way down in field goal percentage and free throw percentages compared to the season before, but he did not play completely healthy all of last year either.
A little dinged up, missed 13 games more than he had the season prior, and also the minutes dropped as well. And you could just see him laboring at times on the floor, clearly affected by those injuries.
Guys, this offense very effective.
Point right at him.
And guys, the defense has been no match. They've just picked them apart.
Brooks kicks it to Noah. Stolen by Beverly. And it's the Rockets on the break. Ariza passes to Howard. Another miss by Houston.
Not really sure what he was thinking about on that shot. That is not high IQ basketball.
Not at all. I mean, he shouldn't even have considered taking that shot. Just a poor choice there.
Rockets trail by 4. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. Flash misses.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
For Chicago, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Brooks with no one around. Again, the miss by Brooks. Rockets shooting for the game at 42%. Ariza against Mirotic from 13, and nothing but air on that one.
Can't get anything to drop. I mean, the way he's going, it's probably not something he should try and shoot his way out of.
Well, they say you should shoot your way out of it, but his teammates probably have other thoughts in mind. The last thing they want to see him doing is continuing to cast that jumper up.
And Flash gets it to go.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
Yeah, it looks like he saw some things out there that need to be adjusted, and he's going to take a break here and talk it over.
Hey, you know, coaches sometimes need a break in the action to rethink and retool a bit. Anytime you're in that situation, it makes sense to use the timeout.
Houston making some changes. Clutchy's checked in for Dimes. Moniunas comes in for Dwight Howard. And Ty Lawson subbed in for Flash. Chicago also making some changes. Mike Dunleavy, he's checked in for Mirotic. Jimmy Butler comes in for Kirk Hinrich. And it's Rose in for Brooks. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Noah dishes to Dunleavy. Outside Rose. High arcing shot.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow, but Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the Brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer, was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
Here's Monty Eunice. That misses, had a chance to tie it there.
And even though he missed that, you have to take those shots when you get the opportunity.
Exactly. They don't come much better or easier than that. That's their third straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
Rockets trail by 4. Well, great for Hoiberg. It's his first job as an NBA head coach. Now, we know he played. He's been a part of an NBA front office. Clarkie came from Iowa State, where he honed his coaching skills and was highly respected.
Yeah, very much respected, particularly as an offensive coach. And we know the Bulls are pretty solid defensively, and he'll be looking to ramp up that offensive approach for that team, and I think he will.
And that one's good. Beverly.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
Here's Dunleavy. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And the Bulls, another 3.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Derrick Rose, unbelievable spirit. We know about his toughness, has fought through injuries of all kinds that might cause a lesser competitor to hang up his sneakers.
And competitor, that's the word, Kevin. I mean, he was impossible to outcompete at the high school level, the college level, and now in the pros.
And Houston calls their first time out of the game.
And, you know, back to D. Rose for a moment. He drives the lane now as hard as he did before the injuries. It's a level of fearlessness that only a few guys possess. And it's not teachable. You either have it or you don't.
The Rockets making a switch here. Harden's checked in, and the Bulls making a change also. Pau Gasol is checked in for Noah. There's 1:54 left to play here in the second quarter.
And, you know, back to D. Rose, he grew up in a brutally dangerous neighborhood on Chicago's South Side. Some of that fearlessness, that competitiveness he exhibits was learned early on out of necessity.
And, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Chicago.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also, how about the fact defensively they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
Here's Dunleavy. James Harden picking up that last basket. Left side Gasol. Down low. Here's Gibson. He dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
Now, here is Lawson. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Harden kicks to Lawson. And the pass to Clutch. And the foul called on Pau Gasol. That is his first foul of the game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
Off the inbound, and Houston again with the bucket.
Couldn't run the inbound play any better than right there.
They can trade 2 for 1 here.
Would be the right move, I believe, right now.
Rose kicks to Gasol. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Gasol's got the lead up to 7 now for Chicago.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
Rose up on top. Lawson defending. Rose against Lawson. Outside Rose. Teardrop shot. Here's Gibson. And oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
And he beats the buzzer to end the quarter.
Terrific shot there. I mean, he was calm, he was poised, didn't rush it at all. You got to tip your hat to him. That was well done.
And that concludes the first half. Bulls lead by 7. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, with Derrick Rose. Derrick, how does it feel to get back out there on the basketball floor here for the new season ahead?
It feels good, man, especially playing with my teammates. We have new teammates. We're just trying to come out here and just play hard and compete.
Great to have you back, Derrick. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be right back after halftime for the start of quarter number 3.
The 2K Sports Halftime.